Howdy boys and girls. This video is to introduce the Frankenstein Cook Set that I've cobbled together over a number of years. The pot itself is the GSI Pinnacle Soloist, which differs slightly from the newer GSI boiler in that the handle is fixed to the pot a few millimeters higher than the boiler. So the lid comes off. Inside I have a rag. Inside I have a fuel bottle for my alcohol stove. And my alcohol stove is a Frankenstein-ish alcohol stove, DIY, very nice. Fuel bottle fits inside. We'll come back to that. Lighter, of course. And the Lixada wood gas stove. I'm going to move this out of the way for a second because this I would love to see incorporated into the GSI family of fine products. This is made in China. It's stainless steel, and as you can see, it has been used. I've been playing with it, and it is just fantastic. And the pot sits right on top. Nothing needed, no pot stand or anything. It's perfect. Okay, so that's that. We'll come back to that. The last thing we have in this pot is my homemade windscreen for the alcohol stove. So this is a wood gas stove, stainless steel, 3 parts. There's the main base with its air intakes at the bottom. Then there's the fuel load itself, which slides very cleverly into the pot stand like this. And then they slide together like that. Inside, well, here you can see these are secondary air holes. What that does is, as the twigs, this is a twig burner, as the twigs are burning, air heats up between these cans and jets out and burns off all the gas. So this burns smoke-free, virtually smoke-free. So there's a loaded container of twigs. I'm going to slide it into the pot stand here, like that. Okay. And then I'm just going to set it down into the stand, like that. All right. Now I've collected some birch bark, which is plentiful around here. You can use any kind of fire starter that you like, but I love birch bark because it is plentiful. I'm just going to lay that in on top there. And then I'm going to break up a few smaller twigs. Let's see. Some things like, you know, like this. And just set that on top. These will ignite as the birch bark burns. Okay, nothing fancy. Obviously the smaller sticks, the better. This might be a bit much, but I'll take a gamble. What the hell, right? And we'll light it. See what happens. So it's burning like mad. I got 2 cups of water. I'm just going to go ahead and put my pot on. I'm going to make some ramen noodles today because I love ramen noodles. And we're going to watch the handle on my pot singe and melt, but I don't care about that. That's not the important thing. The important thing is this stove. Now, as this material burns down, I can take some sticks like this and feed them in there, keep this thing going. Unfortunately, I don't have a stopwatch to time this thing, but usually it takes about 5 to 6 minutes to boil 2 cups of water, which is a pretty standard amount of water for this type of application. And that's that. Okay, we still have just a bit of smoke coming off, but as this burns down and the secondary burn holes are opened up, we won't see any smoke in at all. And we're getting there pretty quick. Like there's none right now. There's the long view. Love the sound of all the construction in the background. Lovely. Lovely stuff. So I just love this, man. It's just so sweet. Look at it. It's so civilized. And I should add that this wood gas stove, I paid, I think, $25 Canadian. It shipped in like 3 days. I got it. In the US, you can get these for as little as $15, $16 via Amazon. Lixada wood gas stove. Brilliant piece of kit. I'd like to note too, this lid that came with the boiler has this little silicone thing on top that you can grab, and it will stay up. It'll lock in place. Very nice. GSI, job well done there. Oh, that's it. That's it. Now, I have not had the need to add any wood to this. I did throw those 2 pieces in just for illustrative purposes. But that's it. This puppy is still just burning like a bat out of hell. So I'm going to keep the fire going because I like to be able to heat some water up afterwards for cleanup. And sometimes I'll use this just as a little mini campfire in places where fires are not allowed, much like where I am right now. I don't like to put something like this back in my pack, so I'll just throw it in here. Same with the lid. It burns off all the oil, all the juices, all the crap, and I'll even burn my package for the noodles. One less thing to carry out. So this will be sterilized and I can throw it back in my bag and the bears won't smell it. I forgot to mention one of the many things I like about this pot is the interior is non-stick beauty. And this handle is just fantastic. Can't say enough good things about it. There it is. Here we are getting down to the end, down to ash. There's still some flames burning in there. We'll just drop in a stick or 2 and it'll pick right back up. It's just that easy. In the spirit of recycle and reuse, I don't just throw these tuna cans away. No, no, no. That's what I use to make this. This I can take home, cut down, put a piece of felt in. This is a tomato paste can. Drill a couple of holes. There you go, alcohol stove. We'll light this up next. Anyhow, I mentioned throwing this in the fire for a good reason, because often the places that I go wilderness hiking, and they are in the wilderness, these places, there are a lot of bears around, and something like this, tuna, oh my God, if you were a bear and you could smell that, you would come running. So burning this out gets rid of the tuna smell, the oil, it sterilizes the thing. It's safe to have in your pack at that point. Well, from my experience, I could be dead wrong. What do I know? Yeah, cover your bases. So I finished my my noodles, my tuna noodle soup. There, see how much soot collects on this pot? Like none. Let's look at the bottom. The bottom we're going to get some, but my God, that is so minor. And I attribute that to this this wood gas, that it burns so hot and so clean. So, for good or ill, I have dropped a couple of big sticks in here, and now I want them all to burn down to ash. So I have to add some smaller sticks so that this big one here will burn all the way down. I don't know why I did that. I guess just to prove a point that you could put big stuff in there, which indeed you can, but you want to burn it all the way down to ash. That's the beauty of the twig stove. There's no There's no hot coals left over at the end, unless you are dumb enough like me to put something like that in there. So now I have an investment. I have to sit here for another hour just to let all that burn down. But it's worth it. It's a beautiful day to be out in the woods, and what the hell. Here's another thought on twig stoves from a practicality point of view. It means a twig stove doesn't require a knife, an axe, a saw, or anything like that. Unless, of course, the wood is completely soaked and saturated with water, if it's monsoon season. But normally, where I live, I don't need to carry a knife of any kind for splitting, or I don't need a saw to cut wood to length. It's just picking up sticks. Now, if the sticks are wet on the ground, they're not going to work as well. But you can find plenty of trees with dead branches, twigs, that you can snap off and use those. Those will burn just fine. All right, we'll give our alcohol stove a test burn. That uses about 2 tablespoons of, in this case, fondue fuel from the dollar store. Light it. There's no warm-up needed. I only have about a cup of water because I had to use some for cold, but that's it. We'll see how long that takes. I see steam. That can only mean one thing. We got a boil on. Yeah, buddy. All right, that's it. I got to clean up, and we'll pack this all together and see how it goes. Another shout to GSI. Again, this is a non-stick pot. So all I did was boil the water, and I'm just going to take a rag, wipe it out. That's it.